So just remember this law, it is a law. No one can change this law. This is a law. Hi. Have you ever heard the principle of the law of large numbers? So, this is a principle that is utilized in the grant writing world. It is a strategy that is extremely effective. And now that you are embarking on your 2020 grant writing activities, this is a strategy that you must implement. So, the law of large numbers says that the more you do a thing will give you a higher probability for the desired result to exist the more you do the thing. So, the law of large numbers is that if you want to have a desired effect, you must do the activity that will result in the desired effect in massive numbers. So, that is my recommendation to you now that you're embarking on your 2020 grant writing activities is that if you would like a desired effect of grant awards, you have to apply for a lot of grant applications. You have to submit a lot of grant applications because the law, remember, this is a law, just like tons of other laws and principles that exist on planet Earth. There is a law where there is a law in large numbers. So just think about it. No matter who you think about, any successful person or any successful venture, the storyline behind those successful people and those successful ventures is that they pursue that cause with massive amounts of activity because no one has it easy. Don't believe that you will be able to achieve great things, grant award, um, thousands of dollars worth of grant awards, millions of dollars worth of grant award. Don't believe that it's easy for anyone to achieve that result. The law of large numbers is the principle that is being used to achieve and have those successes come to fruition. So, the law of large numbers says that in order for you to achieve your desired outcome, you must approach your desired outcome with massive amounts of activity. So now that you are doing grant writing activities, applying for grant applications, you cannot apply for one grant this year, or for two, or for three, or for four, or for five. There is no possible way that you will be able to secure successes with those small numbers of applications. So you must go after your grants with massive activity with large numbers. In order for you to achieve your desired effect, of a grant award, you must implement the law of large numbers and apply for large number of grant. So the question becomes, what is a large number of application? If I want to win a grant, what is a large number of activity? Okay, well, I will talk to you about two things. Well, one, the average grant writer wins 25% of the applications that they submit. Out of 10 applications that they do in a year, they may win two to three. Okay? So if you're writing just one or just two or just three for an entire 12 months, what is your likely outcome? What will your likely success rate be? So that is something that you must consider is that if you want to win one grant, you cannot just apply for one grant. So think about that. If the average success rate is 25%, what must you do? Because the average is 25%, but a lot of writers are below 25%. So that is something that you must consider. Another thing that you must consider if you're thinking about utilizing this principle of the law of large numbers is for you, you have to play the game at your level. So, if you don't have a lot of resources, maybe you want to implement and ask for volunteer grant writers. If you have a staff, but you don't necessarily have a budget to hire professional grant writers, if you have staff, then you want to have a team of your staff that you allocate some time to applying for grants and a certain number of grants, the most that those staff members can apply for every year. And if you have money in your budget that you can allocate to a professional grant writer to pursue grants, then you want to do so. And you want to do so based on your budget. Maybe you have a small budget, a medium sized budget, a large budget. But what you want to do is do the maximum level of activity in order for you to achieve your desired outcome. You never want to do the minimum. If you do the minimum, that is a recipe for disaster. So just remember this law, it is a law. No one can change this law. This is a law that is in effect. And whether people would like to believe that it is in effect or not, it's not for us to decide or dislike this law or not. I probably don't like this law because I don't like to do a lot of things. I like to take it easy, I like to relax. But this law does exist, the law of large numbers. And if you want to be successful, and especially if you want to be successful at achieving grant awards this year, you must implement the law of large numbers and apply for massive amounts of grant applications this year. The law says that if you implement the law of large numbers, you stand a greater chance of achieving your desired result.